Good afternoon, guys. Hey, how you doing? Nesharine, we miss and love you guys. Hope that we see you soon. So, today we're gonna read a book called Fish is Fish. Okay, and it's by Leo Leone. He's he has written and illustrated many books, and this is one of my favorite ones. And let's get started. Fish is a Fish by Leo Leone. It says, at the edge of the woods there was a pond, and there a minnow and a tadpole swam among the weeds. They were inseparable friends. And I know that some of you guys have friends that you're close to, and it's always good to have friends, right? One morning the tadpole discovered that during the night he had grown 2 legs. Look, he said triumphantly. Look, I'm a frog. Nonsense, said the minnow. How could you be a frog if only last night you were a little fish just like me? They argued and argued until finally the tadpole said, frogs are frogs and fish is fish, and that is that. In the weeks that followed, the tadpole grew tiny front legs and his tail got smaller and smaller. Do you see that a tadpole is no longer a tadpole anymore? See, he's starting to look more like a frog, right? Because he has 2 hind legs and 2 front legs. And the poor fish, even though he's growing, he still looks like a fish. And then one fine day, a real frog now, he climbed out of the water and onto the grassy bank. And there he goes. I wonder where he's going. Hopefully he doesn't leave poor fish alone, because no one really likes to be alone, right? The minnow, too, had grown and had become a full-fledged fish. He often wondered where his 4-footed friend had gone, but days and weeks went by, and the frog did not return. Aw, poor little fish, he's alone. And Frog went out to explore. I wonder what he's going to see. Let's find out. Then one day, with a happy splash that shook the weeds, the frog jumped into the pond. Where have you been? Asked the fish excitedly. I have been about the world, hopping here and there, said the frog, and I have seen extraordinary things. Do you think that fish was excited to see Frog? I'm pretty sure. I would be excited if I see. I'm going to be excited when I see you guys when we go back to school. Like what? Asked the fish. Birds, said the frog mysteriously. Birds. And he told the fish about the birds who had wings and 2 legs and many, many colors. As the frog talked, his friend saw the birds fly through his mind like large feathered fish. What else? Asked the fish impatiently. Cows, said the frog. Cows. They have 4 legs, horns, eat grass, and carry pink bags of milk. The last time I saw a cow did not look like that. But that's fish's imagination, right? And people, said the frog. Men, women, children. And he talked and talked until it was dark in the pond. But the pictures in the fish's mind was full of lights and colors and marvelous things, and he couldn't sleep. Ah, if he could only jump about like his friend and see that wonderful world. Fish imagined that all the things that Frog saw looked just like fish. See? He imagined that the people looked like fish with clothes, and the birds looked like fish, and also the cows. Or the cow. And so the days went by, the frog had gone, and the fish just lay there dreaming about birds in flight, grazing cows, and those strange animals all dressed up that his friend called people. One day he finally decided that, come what may, he too must see them, and so with a mighty whack of his tail he jumped clear out of the water and onto the bank. Fish was ready to explore the world. He landed in the dry, warm grass, and there he lay gasping for air, unable to breathe or to move. "Help!" he groaned feebly. Poor little fish. He needs help. Because what happens when fish are out of the water? They can't breathe because they need water to breathe and live. Luckily, the frog, who had been hunting butterflies nearby, saw him and with all his strength pushed him back into the pond. What a good friend, right? It's always good to have friends that are always there to help you. Still stunned, the fish floated about for an instant. Then he breathed deeply, letting the clean, cool water run through his gills. Now he felt weightless again, and with an ever so slight motion of his tail, he could move to and fro, up and down as before. The sun rays reached down within the weeds and gently shifted patches of luminous color. This world was surely the most beautiful of all worlds. He smiled at his friend, the frog, who sat watching him from a lily leaf. "You were right," he said. "Fish is fish." The end. I hope you enjoyed this book. One of my favorites. It teaches us that even though we look different, and even though we may sound different, or that we are all the same. And it's always good to have friends. Toad, or frog, was a good friend to fish. He actually saved his life and threw him back into the pond. So I hope you enjoy the book. And tomorrow we'll be talking about our new holiday that's coming up, which is Pesach, which is Passover. And I will read a book about Passover, just to give you a brief little breakdown of what we're learning and what's coming up. So you guys enjoy the rest of the day, and we miss and love you guys. Bye.